All across Asia, Africa, and Latin America, General Mills and our employees are making a powerful difference to ensure that our community.
Can you hear it now?
Yes, audible. So can we pull the candidates in?
Yeah, sure. So, do I start or will you be starting? I'll start immediately as soon as they come in.
So we'll start in 2-3 minutes.
Okay.
Good morning, sir. This side Nikhil Malia. And are all students ready for the PPT?
Nikhil? We'll just wait a couple of minutes for everybody to join in.
Pause.
Hemant, will you let me know when everybody is here? We can start.
Yes, I request 2 more minutes.
Sure.
Vivek, sir, we are good to go. You may start.
Okay. Great. So am I audible? And can everyone see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes, sir.
Great. Good morning and welcome to the PPT for General Mills. I represent Yugma and my name is Vivek Mathur. I have worked extensively in the retail and e-commerce space across organizations like Shoppers Stop, Future Group, Technopack, and with a lot of clients in consulting. I am an engineer from IIT BHU and from an MBA from FMS Delhi. So first of all, thank you for your interest in General Mills, and we hope that you shall have an opportunity to understand more about the company. And please feel free to ask any questions at the end of this discussion. So let's get started. To an overview of General Mills. You would know perhaps General Mills is among the largest food companies in the world. It is a Fortune 100 company and with its headquarters at Minneapolis. Currently, they have around 40,000 employees around the world across 100 countries, over 6 continents. The revenue of the company last year was over $20 billion. So, as I mentioned, one of the largest food companies around the world, and which has been around for over 150 years with a portfolio of over 150 brands. As the company has a focus on food, and there are certain values which it holds very dear. As one of the leaders in the food industry for such a long time, clearly there are some very strong values which have got the company to where it is today in terms of its leadership position. And the essence of why the company exists, its purpose is really, as mentioned here, we serve the world by making food people love. And that really encapsulates the core value of the company and its reason for existence. As you can see here, we put people first, building a culture of creating, make food with passion, earn people's trust, treat the world with care. And these are the very, very core to the company. In terms of values, do the right thing all the time, win together, collaborate internally as well as amongst its people within the company as well as with external stakeholders. Innovate continuously, and that is really what has led to the creation of such a strong brand portfolio and continues to innovate across various markets in the world it serves in. And champion belonging, again, a very, very core value of the company to ensure that everybody who works within the company or outside is integrated with our core values. General Mills, in terms of a quick snapshot of the business outlook. As you can see here, General Mills has of course, the North American presence is its oldest presence, and that is where the genesis of the company is, and that is where a large part of the company is. However, over the last couple of decades, it has made very strong international forays into various markets and into many other categories. So it has expanded into categories like pet foods as well. So in its international portfolio, there is the EU and Australia, Brazil, China, and GEMS, which is the global emerging markets, of which India is a part. So India falls within the global emerging markets division of General Mills. Yeah. And along with various other markets like South Korea, Hong Kong, Taiwan, etc. There are certain, so these business locations across the world, across EU, Europe, and various parts of Asia, as well as South America, are supported by global capabilities and global functions, which really support all of these geographical locations around the world. So these include strategy and growth, e-commerce, strategic revenue management, as well as various functions like marketing, supply chain, global business services, etc., which are shared across various markets that General Mills operates in around the world. Yeah. And here you see some of the brands which General Mills operates, which has built up over the 150 years of its existence. Many of these brands you would be familiar with. Pillsbury, of course, most of us know it for the Pillsbury Atta, but there are many other products in that portfolio as well. Häagen-Dazs, one of the most premium and loved chocolates, ice creams around the world, and now also in India. Cheerios, which are the breakfast cereals, and Old El Paso, which are tacos, etc. Nature Valley, which has granola bars and snacking foods. Betty Crocker for cake mixes, etc. And Blue. So this is the portfolio of brands which the company operates around the world, as well as most of these are also in India as well. Looking more closely at the global emerging markets. So there you can see in blue the footprint across the world. So a fairly large presence as far as the international markets are concerned. Of course, the core North American market is not shown here because that's not part of the international markets. But these are what they call the distributor markets, right? So 85 countries, 20 plus languages, 23 locations, 25 nationalities, and 3,000 employees. So almost 10% of the company's workforce is outside of its core North American markets. These are the company's innovation centers. And as you can see here, there are innovation centers, of course, around the world, but also in India, which highlights the importance of the Indian market to the company. And of course, they have in their presence in India realized and that for the Indian market, they need to adapt and develop new products, and that they have been fairly successful with many products developed for India. So they have among, of course, they have other facilities in Europe, Shanghai, and in Australia and South America as well. Coming to India, the vision for India is to be for the Indian market to be a profitable growth driver for General Mills, which is delivered through these four core tenets. One, to accelerate the core brands with a consumer-first approach. The brands which are in India, Pillsbury, Häagen-Dazs, Betty Crocker, and Nature Valley. All of these brands have been in India now for a while. Expand the portfolio through geographical and expansion as reach as well as penetration deeper into markets. So that is an area of continuous focus. Fund our future through margin mix management. So ensuring that the product portfolio delivers the required profitability in terms of top line and bottom line. Win with the mind of a multinational and heart of a startup. So this, I think, is something which the company holds very, very core in terms of being, despite being a Fortune 100 company, the way it operates in various markets around the world, which requires a certain degree of agility in decision making and a bias for action. I think that is really very much evident in what the company has been doing across the various markets in the world, and particularly in India. Here are some more, you see more in detail the product portfolio, the categories it operates in. Atta is the category it is most known for in India, Pillsbury being the leading brand there. And now there is Sujata Atta as well. And then there is the ready-to-cook range, which comprises the cake mixes and the pancake mixes. The frozen range, which includes, of course, the ice creams and Indian flatbreads. Oh, sorry, the ice cream is separate. This is the frozen range for retail. Baking mixes, dessert mixes, wraps, molten cakes, whipping cream, granola bars through Nature Valley, spreads, and of course, the favorite Häagen-Dazs ice cream. So this is really what the portfolio currently in India looks like. In terms of the presence in India for manufacturing and sales, the company has a presence in 25 states, about 200 plus cities, with a 200 plus sales team supporting that. And it operates through 300 plus distributors catering to the bakery segment. As you can see, the bakery or the B2B segment is a very significant revenue generator for the company, given its portfolio, right? You saw all the bake mixes and the attas and all of that, right? So that is really a very large contributor for the company. And besides that, there is retail sales, which is supported by 120 distributors around the country. It has a very strong presence across most markets, with metro cities being the key focus area, given its product profile, right? So you can see here also where the manufacturing facilities of the company are and the various categories which are manufactured in various parts of the country. The company is present, the various brands are present in both traditional, the general trade, as well as modern trade, supermarkets and hypermarkets around the country, B2B, as well as institutional sales. Of course, institutional sales would include the bakeries, the Horeca segment, and so on, right? E-commerce channels, of course, so the company has been investing into e-commerce, selling through e-commerce channels as well, and that is increasingly going to become an important channel for the company. Okay, now here we are going to talk about a few differentiators, what sets the company apart. And as I spoke earlier, despite being a Fortune 100 company, the company values its ability to act in a very, very agile manner in all the markets it operates in. And that's really something which is very core to the company. How does this manifest in what the company does? It means more risk-taking, more innovation, more visibility to leadership. As in India, the company has a relatively limited presence. This also enables people coming in at the entry levels or at various levels across the organization have far more access and visibility to leadership, and also therefore opportunities to grow in terms of fast tracking your career path across. At the same time, of course, there is the opportunity to tap into the global scale, learn from across best practices around the world, build global careers, cross-functional movements, and a strong support ecosystem from various markets around the world where there are opportunities to learn from various markets and try out various things in the Indian market as well. The culture of belonging as one of the core values of the company, which I touched upon earlier. As you can see here, there are various events and various initiatives which the company participates in, as well as sponsors around the year in various geographies to ensure that the company culture is spreads across to all locations and to every individual across the company. Just a moment.
Purpose, people, planet. Yes, we are called General Mills. But what we create is really special. Working with heart is our core ingredient. But ever wonder what we're working towards? Yeah, all that. But the truth is, we're working towards you. Because when you're at your best, so is General Mills. We have more than 30,000 employees around the world.
Wow.
But only you can be you. We're not just one of the world's biggest names in the food industry.
Humble brag.
We're definitely not all about hierarchies either. Because our leaders work, learn and grow with you.
It's true.
Yes, we are driven by a purpose. To make food that delights every human and their pets. Using actions that make a positive difference in our communities and for our planet. And creating a cultural recipe that lets you be you.
Oh, nice touch.
Because it takes each one of you, every kind of you, to create the signature dish we call General Mills. One of the largest food companies in the world, making food the world loves. And we're hungry for what's next. Are you?
Okay. Moving on. Is the screen visible now? Okay, so for a company of this size and heritage, I think it is also one of the most socially responsible companies as far as responsibility towards the society as well as the planet is concerned. Uh, so some of the focus areas in terms of corporate social responsibility within India is one on increasing food security, regenerating ecosystems, and strengthening communities in which it operates. And that is really what the company has been doing over the last several years across various initiatives, various events, and working at the grassroots level with a large number of volunteers and benefiting a lot of its local communities. Across the areas, particularly it works in, are Mumbai, Nasik, and Madhya Pradesh.
All across Asia, Africa, and Latin America, General Mills and our employees are making a powerful difference to ensure that our communities and the environment we depend on can flourish for generations to come. In Brazil, our partnership with Instituto Melores Dias has made an impact on the lives of school children by providing nourishing school meals, gardens, and wellness programs, while our support of Imaflora will help Brazilian farmers to grow their crops in ways that are good for them and the planet. In India, we support the World Food Program to reduce childhood malnutrition because we know school meals are one of the best ways to ensure children have a healthy start to life. And we've expanded our partnership to now impact preschool children in rural China so that they will learn and thrive. Through our partnerships with CARE in West Africa and Positive Planet in Madagascar, we improve the livelihoods of the smallholder farmers who grow the cocoa and vanilla we use in our products and care for the earth that we depend on. General Mills invests in the Global Food Banking Network to establish and strengthen food banks across India, Brazil, China, Mexico, Hong Kong, and Singapore, so that perfectly good surplus food can be donated to charities that feed hungry people, not landfills. We are making a meaningful difference by donating our time and food expertise to improve African food systems through Partners in Food Solutions. And when natural disasters strike our communities, from hurricanes in Puerto Rico to the earthquake in Mexico City, General Mills is there to help recover and rebuild. From Sao Paulo to Shanghai, Mumbai to Mexico City, our volunteers make their communities a better place. General Mills' 83% employee volunteerism rate speaks volumes about the heartbeat of our company, our people. Together, we are a force for good. We are General Mills.
Right. So as you can see, the company is not only focusing on revenue and profits, but also on responsibility in the markets it operates in. So now coming to the reason we are all here today, the company is hiring for sales trainees to be located at a number of cities around the country, around 10 cities across the country. And this is for the bakery products division of the company. As you saw earlier, there are the bakery segment is a very, very key priority for the company. And so that is where the current round of hiring is for. And the sales trainees will report into the area sales managers in each of these markets, right? Now, the purpose of this role, as you can read through as well, is to develop foundational sales skills, product knowledge, and learn sales processes in order to function independently for the assigned territories and accounts. So that is really what the sales trainee's role is. This will be a sales traineeship will be for a period of 1 year, post which there will be the candidates will be designated as territory sales officers in the same or some other markets. And subsequent to that, it will be territory sales executive. Of course, there will be certain performance criteria attached to this. So during this period of sales traineeship, there will be a combination of training interventions as well as on-the-job learning under experienced area sales managers and sales officers. The ultimate objective of the sales trainee role is to be assigned independent responsibility to manage customer acquisition, customer service, and distributor management for a particular territory and help the company meet its revenue and profitability goals. So that is really what this role entails. If everyone has read through, we'll move on to the key accountabilities for this role. I think each of you can read through, and I'll summarize this at the end. Yeah, has everyone read through? So really speaking, this is, as mentioned, during the sales traineeship period, there will be on-the-job learning as well as a formal training program which the selected candidates will undergo. And the on-the-job training will include focus on aspects of customer acquisition, increasing the reach of the product portfolio to its customers, in this case, the bakery segment. Working with the area sales manager and the sales officers to ensure that the customers are serviced properly. And of course, the trying out various sales strategies. Of course, there is a lot of room for learning and innovation in each of these markets that the company operates in. Reporting, of course, ensuring that the company's reporting and compliances are adhered to. So that is essentially what the candidates will learn at this stage of their career through in this phase. What the company is looking for in terms of the individual's personality fit as well as competencies. So action, results orientation, communication skills, interpersonal and problem solving and analytical skills, a certain degree of street smarts, and of course, the person must be a team player. In terms of competencies, working in a fast-paced and demanding environment. This is a field role, so it will entail, of course, moving out and meeting customers pretty much every single day. Hardworking, self-motivated, result-oriented, drive for innovation, and enjoys challenges. Coming to the compensation, the company is offering a CTC of 6.5 lakhs per annum, which includes a 1 lakh joining bonus with a 2-year retention clause. So this will be paid out 50,000 on joining and 50,000 on completion of 6 months. And this requires that the candidate shall remain with the company for a period of 2 years. So that is the stipulation. There will also be quarterly sales incentives and retention bonus over and above the CTC subsequently, right? In the first year, the 6.5 lakhs is inclusive of the 1 lakh retention bonus. Yeah. So that is the overview of the CTC. In terms of the process for selection, there will be a virtual assessment for which the Yugma team shall share with you. There will be a GD and PI which will be held later in the next few days, and then the final selection which will be held by which will be done by General Mills. Again, this entire exercise probably is likely to be completed over the next week or so. Yeah, starting with the assessment, which will probably be very soon, either later today or tomorrow. Right. So now we are open to Q&A. If you have any questions, feel free to ask anything about the company or about the role, and we'll be happy to answer. Any questions?
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Uh, yes, sir. Sir, I'm from Renaissance University, and one of my students has a question to you. So, if you allow, can I pass the mic to her?
Yes, please. Sure.
Sure, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Thank you for the wonderful session. My question is, what business strategy you take during pandemic COVID-19 to increase the sales?
See, as you saw that, I mean, the company has one, of course, during the pandemic, the single largest or the single most significant trend in the market which emerged was the rise of e-commerce, right? So, and that was driven through multiple channels, through the traditional or well, the e-grocers like Big Basket, which had been existing before, as well as several new quick commerce players which emerged pretty much during the pandemic, right? So the rise of Zepto and Swiggy Instamart, as well as the Big Basket's own channel, Baby Now, and Grofers, which subsequently became Blinkit. So these channels started emerging very strongly during the pandemic period, right? And the company has also, of course, been on top of that. And as I mentioned earlier, that the company has been working on building a very strong presence on various e-commerce channels, including the quick commerce, and that really, in a way, was accelerated by the pandemic, right? So also during the pandemic, another very significant trend which emerged was that people were sitting at home, and I don't know which but I'm sure this would be a trend across most urban centers, not just in the metros. But home baking became one of the favorite pastimes of people during the pandemic. I mean, I know of so many people who started learning to bake not just cakes, but even bread at home. And that is really where the company saw a very interesting trend in terms of for its products, particularly because those are focused on the bakery segment, as you have seen, right? So the home baking and the thrust on home baking really during the pandemic was in a way a major thrust for the company during the pandemic.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. So we have one more student with a question, if you allow.
Mhm.
Hello, good morning, sir. My name is Sachin Tiwari. My question is that,
Sorry,
sir,
your
can
voice is breaking
you
up.
tell me what are your expectations from us?
Sorry, could you repeat that, please? Your voice was breaking up.
Sir, can you please tell me what are your expectations from us?
Okay, the expectations in terms of the role. I'll just quickly go back to this slide. I think in terms of what the company is looking for, right? In terms of the for the candidates who join the company. As mentioned, this is a field role which will require interaction with the customers, in this case, the bakeries across the various markets. And in terms of one, new customer acquisition, so identifying and working with identifying and opening new accounts with various bakeries across the market you operate in. Secondly, customer service, ensuring deliveries, ensuring that you increase your share of consumption of those bakeries with your products. Ensuring that you are able to work effectively with the bakeries, because you know they have this being a perishable product what they make, right? And you have to ensure that they all always have the right stocks at the right time, because I mean if they don't have stocks for one day, that's an opportunity lost, right? It is to ensure that the service levels that you are committing to them are met. And of course, so working with the administrative processes of the company, reporting, etc., and supporting the ASM in that. Right? So that is really what, as you saw in the job description as well. We are looking for people who are result oriented, who enjoy working with in a dynamic environment. Hardworking, I think, is an essential aspect of the job, as I'm sure all of you are looking forward to in whichever career you choose to pursue. Self-motivated, result-oriented. So I think you have all of these attributes that we are looking for in front of you. Any other point that you, does this answer your question, or is there anything else you would like to know?
No, sir, that's all. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, sir.
Hi, good afternoon.
So my question is, what are the major things we need to prepare before joining?
Sorry, could you repeat that, please?
What are the major things we need to prepare before joining?
The major things you need to prepare before joining. Okay,
Yes, sir.
first of all, is the selection process and the successful candidates in terms of before joining. Once you are interacting with the company in the final stage of the selection process, that is where, I mean, if there are any prerequisites as far as preparations before joining, those shall be informed to you in advance, because of course we'll have a schedule as to when the joining will be. So those will be informed to the selected candidates as required if there are any prerequisites before joining, prior to your joining.
Hello, sir. This is Yogesh from St. Joseph Institute of Management.
Yes, Yogesh.
The company's origin is from America, right? While entering into the Indian market, what are the changes made in the product as per the cultural aspects to penetrate the market from General Mills side?
Right, right. So as you have seen in the product portfolio, just let me pull that up first. Sorry, this is running around a bit. Uh, yeah. So this is the international range and yeah. So one, as you can see, I spoke about the innovation center, which is based out of Mumbai, which is focusing on the meals, snacks, and baking segment. And there are these products here. So as you can see, the even within the atta segment, which is the largest selling product for the brand, you see the various product innovation taking shape in the sense of say chakki atta. Now this probably chakki atta does not exist in other parts of the world as chakki atta.
Yes, sir.
And of course, given that India is more of a atta rather than a refined flour uh, country as compared to most Western markets, right? Where which are more maida or refined flour consumers, right? So that has, of course, and now developing various varieties. I mean, what you see here are only a very, 2 or 3 packs, but company has a fairly large range of atta varieties itself, right? And then, moving into adjacent categories. So like you see the Rava Suji uh, product here, right? So this is an ongoing process in terms of developing new products, adapting to the Indian palate and the Indian cooking habits, right? So as of course within its categories that it operates in, right? I think that is an ongoing process, and that is what the innovation center at Mumbai is focusing on, developing products for the Indian market, whether in terms of variants, whether in terms of pack sizes, whether in terms of packaging innovation for the Indian climate, Indian storage conditions, and so on. And that is where really the company has been operating in for the very several years that it has been in India.
Thank you, sir.
You can also see the chapati and the roti, right? The microwavable roti on the screen here, right? So that is clearly an innovation for India. there any other questions? Hemant, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, how do you see the future of our General Mills foods? What are the new and innovations product we can expect from General Mills in 5 to 10 years?
So, see, the company's focus, as also I spoke about, just 1 second, let me pull that up. In India, 1 second.
Purpose.
One, we spoke about product innovation, so identifying new products in new segments, and that is expected to be one of the key drivers of growth. Second is new markets and geographies, both in terms of there it is. Yeah. So we spoke about the for the core brands, new opportunities, new products, new product extensions within these brands, as well as possibly introducing the new brands from the global portfolio into India. Portfolio expansion geographically. As of now, the focus is on the metros, but we do see a very large opportunity emerging in the tier 2 and 3 cities as well going forward. So if you are speaking of a 5 to 10-year time frame, certainly that will be a very large opportunity that the company will be exploring. And the third is around the the mix management. So both innovative products as well as core staples, right? So how do we ensure that we find our way into the kitchen through both, different customer segments operate at different times and different needs for different product categories, right? So we have a presence in the core staples with the, the chakki atta as well as, in the home baker segment. So through cake mixes and the granola bars and all of that. So those are, a different segment of customers perhaps who may not be the core consumers for the Pillsbury atta, right? And I think all of this will be reinforced to ensure that we do all of this, both bringing our global learnings and best practices and product range and brand portfolio into India as a multinational, as well as having the agility on the ground to operate and identify new opportunities as these arise. I think that is really what we are, what is going to be driving growth over the next 5 to 10 years.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so if no other questions, then Hemant, you can see if there are no further questions. We can then let the institutes know about the steps for the next steps in the assessments. Yeah.
Sure, sir. So, so the assessments will be assigned today or max by Monday. And post the assessments, we'll be conducting GD and PI after we release the shortlist. And these GDPI will be conducted at campuses. I mean, we'll just tell the locations, mostly in the campuses of the colleges that have applied. And then post that, there will be a virtual round. So we would target finishing this in 1 or 2 weeks. Yeah. So assessment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, so assessment will most likely assign the test today or max by Monday.
Okay, thank you very much for your interest and for listening to the opportunity with General Mills, and wishing you all the best.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Vivek, sir, for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for conducting the session.